Okay, so we are going to get into it. We are going to talk about rebirthing yourself into becoming 5 things that you need to know about this upcoming eclipse season, and especially the full moon in Pisces, which is just today when you're watching this video. So tune in so that you can receive a download and other insights that'll really help you on your journey. So this is a total lunar eclipse. It is a blood moon, and usually there's a lot more chaos in the air. What I'm seeing that's unique with the energy that we're experiencing right now is that there's a softer, gentler, more welcoming vibe. There's a trine from Pisces to Cancer, and Jupiter's in Cancer, and it gives this whole kind of ethereal, dreamlike, honest, peaceful quality. There's a gentle nature of rebirth. Now, maybe for the last few weeks, you haven't been feeling that. You've been feeling this tumultuous energy. And I've noticed that in the collective of my transformational community, of everybody who's kind of a light worker or ascension consciousness, or who's on the journey of personal growth, there's been a bit of a purge that has just happened. And I'm really grateful that collective purge. A lot of people went to Burning Man. I went by the ocean. A lot of letting go of this past cycle to initiate what is to come. Now, I track the wheel of the year. I actually teach it in my 6-month mentorship group called Surrender, where I tell people how to align their lives to the equinoxes, the eclipses, the solstices. It's what we are told the Gregorian calendar New Year is on January 1st that we all follow is not actually the rhythm of natural law. If you know, in the Jewish calendar, the Rosh Hashanah is the New Year, and that happens at the end of September. So this fall season, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, tends to be this rebirth energy. It tends to be a cycle of initiation. It tends to be a cycle of seeding the tone that is going to be with you energetically the next year to come. But there's something really special about this 25 shift, is that I'm sensing as we go into 26. Now, a lot of outer planets moved this last year, which means they're dancing between the old sign that they were in and the new sign that they're, because transitions take a little while to actually anchor. And so next year we're going to have new frequencies once the planets move fully into their new spots, and we'll feel that. And then 27, for those of you who follow human design and gene keys, there's supposed to be this huge other galactic rebirth onto the world. But just focusing on the full moon, to pull it back, I'm sensing that those far off changes that are actually going to happen to all of us and that we're going to feel collectively are being seeded right now. And if you've been on this journey with me for the last 15 years, think back to 2010, 2011, 2012. You'll notice there's been chapters of time, 2012, 2016, 20, these little cycles and waves of initiation, these little pockets where it's one chapter, another chapter. And even if you can track the internet and social media, 2013 to 2015, a real change happened in our collective. And I feel like a lot of us are looking back on that right now and seeing, who do I want to become in this next cycle that's I'm being prepared for. And there's this rebirthing of ourselves. I'll tie this into astrology once more, is that there's another transit happening. And then I want to get into how eclipses are doors and how to work with them. So the other transit that's very unique to this year is Saturn and Neptune are on the last degree of the zodiac. Right now they're going retrograde again on the last degree of Pisces, the last sign, where the eclipse is, as well as 15 degrees Pisces. And now we have Saturn and Neptune at like 29 degrees and 0 degrees of Aries. And so they're going into this rebirthing. They're going backwards, and then it's going into this rebirthing. And of course they don't actually go backwards. It's where we track from the earth. So follow along with me if you dare. So we're going forward into, not quite yet, we're still in the retrograde, but we're about to go forward again on that first degree of the zodiac. So literally, and that doesn't happen until February of next year. So we're really in the slow, from September now till February of next year, feeling this gentle but forceful push, this rebirth into a new frequency, into a new re-up, if you will, or a turn of the spiral, but a higher altitude, a higher incarnation. I feel like a lesson that I teach to my students and my clients a lot is that we only get like 3 karmic lessons to master and to learn every lifetime. But we keep getting different phases and different initiations and different levels and different one-up levels of the same lesson over and over again. And sometimes that can feel annoying and overwhelming to the human experience, because we're like, why is this happening again? But it's really the seed of what we've come to learn, to Earth School to learn and to grow, and how we're being trained. Basically, our soul has asked for a certain curriculum, a certain lesson plan, and every frequency evolution, all the timing that lines up with the eclipses and the equinoxes and how they hit our personal chart, it's like an initiation, a trigger point. It's a jolt of that energy for that current, and you learn that lesson again over time. So eclipses are these doorways. They are initiation points as well. They are sometimes challenges, sometimes tests. And this particular cycle, we start with a lunar eclipse. It's usually what we're letting go of. But I think this particular frequency of this Piscean energy, I'm seeing as deep spiritual, meditative, gentle, your inner world, your softness, the part of you that you wouldn't share on the outside with people, the part of you that feels inwardly just between you and the divine universe and spirit. And so when no one's watching you, who are you and how do you want to collaborate and communicate with the world? And I think that is a big topic on people's hearts right now. And then birthing that out into the world is going to happen on September 21st. That is the initiation point. That is also the fall equinox. So what you're doing at that time, and I invite you to think of these next 2 weeks as a portal, as a chapter of energy. Who are you saying yes to and no to? Who are you agreeing and making soul contracts with? Because that is going to take you, if not for the next several years, it's definitely going to be your chapter for the next 3 to 6 months to come, until the next eclipse cycle, and definitely from the fall equinox to the winter solstice if you're in the north. I realized I didn't do 5 official things, but here's all the information that you just need to know, is that eclipses are doorways. What you say yes to and no to creates the universe. This eclipse is going to feel softer and more dreamlike and more internal than perhaps other eclipses have felt in the past. The September 21st eclipse is going to be a big portal out into the world. It's really important that you pay attention to what you're doing at the time, what you're saying yes to, what you're saying no to, what you're initiating and what you're birthing in your life. Know that there is a giant cycle happening as much as there are these smaller ones, and think of who you've been for the last 15 years and what you are rebirthing. And 5, really love on yourself during eclipse season. This is the time to like self-pamper. If you're being tested, if your life is chaotic, if anything is happening to you over the next 2 weeks, take it all in stride. If people are weird, allow yourself to receive information by the universe, but understand that we are in eclipse season, and try to be as neutral and forgiving as possible, because eclipse season can be really hard for a lot of people. So just like the more neutral and chill and discerning and relaxed that you can be, the better time that you'll have. Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. I'm going to intend to do more videos like this. So if you don't subscribe to me already, if you're new to me and you're seeing this video, I welcome you to hit subscribe, because I'm going to be moving into this format more. This is YouTube, something I've danced with for the past 10, 15 years, and I'm being called to do more videos consistently, which is a big edge for me. And if you do see this video and have been with me on the journey, why don't you comment below and let me know how long that you've been with me, and let me know your intentions for the eclipse season. I will read everyone and comment back to you. And I also work with people one-on-one. So if you would like coaching, mentorship, spiritual mentorship, my coaching is deep and solid and profound. And so for people who are really ready to face themselves and do good inner work, not in a harsh way, I'm not like a drill sergeant, but I'm also not superficial. So if you're wanting a level of self-mastery to be initiated into energetically and access a part of yourself that you know that you need help getting toward, and you want a mirror, I am a wonderful reflection for that. So my work is vocal empowerment coaching. If you've been longing to use your voice, if you have wounds of persecution, if you haven't fit in normal society, I am the woman to help you with allowing yourself to be as unique as you are and feel strong and rooted in your power and grounded in like the badass that you are multidimensionally, and feeling really unafraid to share that part of yourself with the world. So that's what I am here for. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you a beautiful full moon journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the months and weeks to come. Aho.